Good. Happy
Ow.
Monday. Just getting started. How about you?
I just slammed my knee into my desk, but I'm fine.
Mm.
Oh, God. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the Commentary Zone Noontime Edition. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up. I see y'all already started a conversation in here. Susan's asking, what do we think of the outfits? They were all trash.
All of them. Terrible. And Whitney looked the best.
No, because she had a big old green doggy tongue dragging to the side of her and some sort of Muppet mutation growing down her arm. I love the color on her. And as she sat through the first hour, the hair just got to me. It looked unwashed. And I know that's the style. I don't particularly like it. I think they could have done a lot more with her hair.
Hmm.
And speaking of Muppets, Meredith just looked like she was being eaten by one.
That was terrible. She got the bell bottoms. Like, I mean, that was just so bad.
I
And
think
she,
she needs to get a new signature thing
hmm
because she thinks that the blazer and bell bottoms are her signature. Find something new. Mm-mm-mm. Alrighty. So, guys, welcome to the live chat. Hey, Susan. Hey, Black Lavender. Hey, Yanni. Hi, Ryan. Let's see who else is in here. I think we have everybody. I'm going to just check the other chat. Okay. Hi, Winter. Hey, Ray Della. Welcome. Um, okay. So before the show even opens, there's a little note card saying a disclaimer stating that the reunion was filmed before Jenny's racist comments were released, and then she was fired. Um, I don't know. I just didn't. Is it bad that I didn't pay attention to anything regarding her during this
no.
episode? I, I mean, I did pay attention to the part where Meredith got her together, but that's about it. And that was only because of Meredith. Isn't it amazing that now that I can tell Meredith and Lisa apart, like I think I'm gravitating more to Meredith than Lisa.
Here's the thing with Meredith. Meredith is cool. I'm not gonna lie, because Meredith was one of my favorites last season. But I think what happens with Meredith, where you can lose her, is when she starts to disengage, but you know she's upset. Because
See, that's the thing. I can I can understand her get disengaging because I think I do that at times as well. Like I will just like with Jenny, I call it selective hearing,
okay.
where I choose to not hear anything coming out of your mouth. And I do that with friends,
Hmm.
and they know it. When I start going, uh-huh, I haven't heard a word you've said. I'm just going, you could have sold me into slavery. And I'd be there going, mm-hmm, sure. Wow. And they all know you're not listening. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope. So I didn't know. I equate that to her disengaging. So
You,
I was kind of feeling it with her.
no, I get it for her, but for TV, I want to see the engagement. That's all.
But isn't it a form of disengaging? Because aren't you really hurting someone when you're just mentally blocking them out? Where she fails for me is that she comes back 3, 4, 5 times after disengaging, where I just sit there, but I'm not participating.
I got you.
I'm not giving it to you. I'm not like you want a reaction, and no, I don't think you're worth it. Is that
Like
bad?
I said, like for me, I do the same thing in real life. If I don't want to deal with you, I just walk away. Because either if I deal with you, I'm probably gonna cuss you clean the f out, and I'm not trying to do that to you in public.
Mm-hmm.
or private. So I'm just going to ignore you. And if you keep talking to me, I'm going to ask you, like, I'm really upset right now. So I don't want to talk to you right now. Now, people have kept going, and I just kind of just laid them flat. And then they feel got hurt. I'm like, well, I told you I didn't want to talk to you right now because I'm angry. I do not talk to people when I'm angry, neither in person, on the phone, or text. Never. I believe in giving it at least the next day before you talk to them so you can calm down. So I get that in real life, but for
Mm-hmm.
my TV entertainment, I need you to engage. Thank you.
Okay. You want them to hash it out. Okay.
Right.
All right. So we see it, they filmed in Los Angeles.
I
I
saw.
thought it
That's
was New
cool.
York. I don't know. Is Miami that went to New York?
Yes.
So he took a red eye because he did these back to back.
Mhm.
Oh, not them making Andy work. Oh. How okay, so did Jen get special permission to leave the state of Utah to do this? From
She had to. She had to.
so sad, so sad. Okay, so it's Los Angeles, 7 a.m., and the ladies are arriving to the set for the reunion. Child, I have down here, how did Jen get out? This is so sad. 1 hour before the show, they're still putting the final touches to the set, which is the ice castle with fishing hole all merged into one. I thought the set looked cute. I thought it did. Um, Andy starts making his rounds to each of the ladies, and to me, out of all of them, Meredith was like, she had the agenda. She was here to set some people straight.
Mhm. She
Mm-mm-mm.
was. She came in with a very point of very very. Her and Heather were on a mission, in my opinion.
He also said to Jen that, I don't want you to think like what's going around on social media is true. We did not give Erica any preferential treatments. We did not give her advanced questions. So we're not doing that with you either. So I hope you're ready. And I don't know. Good Lord. Let's see. I didn't remember anybody else that he saw. They get on set and everybody's
It was
like,
Meredith he saw. He went to Meredith and Jim before the show.
that was it?
It was just those two, yes.
Oh, okay, because like I don't remember anybody else, but maybe I just was
Because remember,
zoning out.
it went from out 1 hour before the show. He
Uh-huh.
went to Jen to let her know the situation with the question. He went to Meredith and said like, basically, how do you feel about seeing what Lisa said? And then you cut to 10 minutes before the show.
Okay, because I was in and out of the room, so choppy for me at the beginning. So next I see they're on the set. Everybody's being helped in. They asked Jen to take off her gloves. That whole outfit was ridiculous. Did you see when she actually had to do like this so you could see her face clearly to clear away all the feathers?
Mm-hmm.
What a waste of money.
And
Oh,
feathers.
Jesus. True, and feathers. So he announces what the set is. Heather finally got a real Louis Vuitton bag. And she says it feels the same as all the fake ones that she's been using all these years.
Love Heather. To me, Heather was MVP of this. Okay, Meredith and Heather were co-MVP of this one for
Yes.
me.
Yes. Because when she came out the box, first of all, going after Lisa, I couldn't believe when she says she defended Mary's confessionals. And then the comment where she said, I can't believe that Mary's not here, especially when Meredith really could use a friend. Why? Because was you planning to attack Meredith like how you was attacking Lisa? What's going on here? She was a lot in this episode. She's a good debater.
She's a what?
She's a good debater. She really is.
but she ate Lisa. She said, you know what? We went to so and so vacation, so and so's vacation with
Angie's.
her husband Chris, and he paid for it. She's all they don't front their life like you do. Lisa, stop faking your life. I'm like,
I was like, where did that come
oh,
from? Because remember, they sort of made up
right.
when they were in Zion. Heather
But
was
you
a lot.
but you know what happens though when they watch the season back before the reunion, it always falls to pieces.
Well,
Always.
that's what Meredith said when she was in the dressing room. She said that that rant that Lisa did was disgusting. So that was fresh on her while she was getting hair and makeup done.
Hmm.
But
And
she
then
had said
Lisa's
she
like,
had just finished watching all of the episodes.
and Lisa's like, "Are you insulting John Barlow?" I was dying when she told Lisa, "Quit faking your life." She's like, "I want you to have all those things for you one day." I'm like, mm. I'm like, see, just be yourself. I was like, wow.
She has a point, though. She has a point. Um, let's see.
When she
They
said one day
also,
though,
mhm, when she said one day,
when she said one day, I was like, you know what?
aspirational life. That's, I think that's what you call it. It's an aspirational
Hmm.
life, like the influencers. It's not
Right.
their life. It's aspirational. Um, what else did it say? Andy makes the announcement that Mary will not be attending because all of them was there asking, "Where's Mary? Where's Mary? Where's Mary?" Like they played it like 19 times. I couldn't stand it. He says that she won't be coming because she realized that everybody was talking about her church and that Whitney called her a predator. What'd you think?
I would have came just to cuss everybody I need to cuss out. But that's just me though.
But Mary's not strong in these situations.
That's
Like
fair.
in her confessionals, she's strong because she's by herself. But with the other ladies, she's not.
I get that.
And I don't think she's that strong in reunion type atmospheres either.
Mhm. I get that.
Hmm. And does she really need the 6 grand?
No.
Not really. Um, yeah, this is where Heather says that she had great insight in her confessionals and that Mary should have showed up for Meredith. Um, then all eyes turn to Meredith, her BFF, and Meredith says that she doesn't think the show is healthy for Mary. I can agree on that.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree.
Mm-hmm. Then Andy asked Jen about her charges and how she's doing. Jen does the typical spiel. It's devastating for her and her family. The veil trip broke her heart. Um, he asked her, like, did you ever consider not doing the season? And she said no. She told her family that she wanted to do it, but her lawyers were not so happy about it. And she says that the trial will be in New York on March 27th. But have they changed the date?
I
Because
was thinking about they
I
changed.
think Ablavi said it was on the 7th.
Let's see.
Okay, so we then go into Jen, Andy asking, telling Jen that she kind of started the season on an
It's March
apology
7th.
tour.
It's
It's
March
March
7th.
7th. So they did change the date because I swear she said 27th.
Yeah,
Or
she's
could
like the
she be
27th or
that
25th.
mistaken? She really don't know nothing about her case, does she?
No. Remember, she know her charges. I think someone said she know her charges or how many like years she should get. She acted clueless on the stage, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Um, he comments that Jen started the season on an apology tour. I didn't realize how many apologies she made. I didn't realize that at all. Oh, I just wanted to comment. Do you like our little backdrop and how I got our logo to go right over Jenny's face? Isn't that
And
cool? I worked
you're
on
so
that.
mean. You're so mean.
Well, I was ignoring her, and this is part of me
You know
ignoring
what?
her.
I was for some reason she just really irritated me. Like really irritated me. And it's because I just always felt she was I understand her tone, but her tone didn't need to be like she can speak differently. I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't. I just felt like she was always combative, always confrontational. It wasn't necessary. Like,
Especially with people she don't know.
yeah, and
I wouldn't behave like that.
I agree with Andy or whoever or Jen, whoever said it. Like she came in too hot, and I agree. Like when you're
Mm-hmm.
new, you don't know the dynamics, and if you have any idea about the dynamics, it's because of what Lisa told you. So in
Mm-hmm.
that case, in order to be fair to everyone, and you have to really get to know them, like get to know them one on one for yourself, but don't involve yourself into the dramas that are pre-existing to you. And that's where I really didn't care for her. So I'm like, you don't know what's going on here.
Thanks, Shay. I tried.
Even if you
Took a
watch the
while.
show, even if you watch the show, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
Let's
matter.
see. Hey, Miss Sweet Rebel. Welcome. Okay, so yeah, she's on the apology tour. She feels Jen says that she feels she apologizes more than the other women. Well, she does more. At least she sort of owns up to it, but she doesn't learn her lesson, so she keeps on making the same mistake over and over again. Um, Heather says that she could get over the Shrek comments that Jen made about her. Heather calls out Lisa, saying that she said bad things about her as well, and notes the horrible things that she said about Meredith, her friend of 10 years. And Lisa sits there and denies everything. Did she not
I,
realize that she was on tape?
right.
I don't know. Okay, so Yanni says, sorry, Jamal. The entire episode, she irritated me after knowing what she did and said her racial high horse. I'm done with, yes. Oh, I, I think that's why I tuned out. Because when she started going on about race,
Yeah,
whatever.
it was like shut up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can't, you really can't. It's like shut up.
Why didn't they edit that out, though? It just looks stupid and tone deaf.
Right. It did. It totally did.
Mm.
It was ridiculous how she reacted, and knowing what we know now, it's like, yeah, I'm not even trying to listen to you. Anything race, like, even though what you're saying is absolutely correct, let's not take away from what she said. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
What she was saying
Mm-hmm.
was correct, but coming from you now and what we know, like, you're not the right messenger.
No, no. Heather says that this is the Lisa that she knew from day one, and she's finally revealed herself. And this is what she did to her friend of 10 years. Heather is not letting this go. My God. Heather says that she saw the text where Lisa called her a Lego figure. And Heather tells Lisa to own everything that she says. Um, and Lisa is still denying it. Heather and Whitney, well, Whitney starts getting in on it too, and they accuse her of body shaming and fat shaming.
Yeah.
Child.
So, and so Andy was like, "Is being called a Laker figure is that bad?" And that's what you saw. Heather especially said, "Well, it's because my figure is blocky and it's
Mm-hmm.
fat shaming."
Yeah.
And then Whitney said it's fat shaming and it's body shaming. And he's like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I haven't called her a Lego figure, but I have said that she is very straight and blocky. So it is true, but that was mean. That was mean.
right,
Um, Meredith says that what she wants to accomplish with Jen is to get to a peaceful space. Meredith gets really emotional, and then she starts telling us about she had a lot going on last year. She said the last time she saw her dad was through a glass door due to C-19. There were some very serious issues going on in her family. Her dad's medical issues. She was fighting with her sister. Then there was health insurance issues. All of that was swirling in her little pot on her own. And then to come to the show, with all that going on, it amplified her reactions 100 times over with all of them. And it caused her behavior to change from season 1 to season 2, right? So she said that with everything she was dealing with, she was emotionally devastated. That was a lot.
Yeah, you fighting with your sister, your dad's in his situation. That's a lot.
Okay, so you got it. All right, so you're checking the stuff that's being blocked, right, Jamal?
Let's see.
Let's see. Okay, so then she goes. Jen says that she understands, and she saw herself in Meredith a year ago. I wasn't quite catching that, but whatever. Meredith says that considering all of the misinformation that was given to Jen, she was pretty kind in her reaction. Wait, what? So that person in Zion who came all up in your face with her finger, like foaming at the mouth and stuff like that, that was kind in. Okay, whatever. She says, Meredith thinks that Jen treated her better than Lisa, who is her friend of 10 years. Lisa says that the Meredith-Jen relationship for the last year hasn't been working. She knows what she said, and she knows it was horrible. She knows her character in that moment was horrible. And what she said was horrible. She feels like she's being held to a different bar. I think this is probably the first time that Lisa has owned up to anything.
Right. No, I totally agree. Because she normally deflects, and she's trying to deflect here, but there's certain things she just couldn't deflect anymore, so she had to own up to it.
I think the only reason why she did it was because it was what she said about Meredith. If it was any of the other ladies, she would have, deflected. But this 100%. This was as close to an apology as she was going to get without saying sorry.
Exactly.
Andy asked Jenny, what's it like to be an immigrant woman of color in Salt Lake City? Jenny says something. I don't know.
She says hard because people blame her for the virus, yada yada yada, this and that. I'm like, okay.
Wait, they blamed her for the virus? Really?
Because she's Asian. You remember the Asian when they said when the coronavirus first came out, they were like, oh, you carry the virus, this and that, yada yada yada. So yeah, they basically blamed her. Like they were saying, well, you brought the virus here, stuff like that. Yeah, at the very beginning, it was terrible.
Yeah, okay. For every other person except her. Let me see. I think they also asked her about the black scent. That was a viewer question that asked her about the black scent. I didn't really listen to that. Meredith said that she felt like Jenny was overstepping when they were out ice fishing, and Jenny tried to mend Meredith and Jen's rift. And she said, basically, girl, I knew you're weak.
Right.
I don't know you. I don't know you. Jen said that she could appreciate Jenny's demeanor, but at the time, she told Jenny that she really didn't know what was going on in the whole situation. She didn't have the backstory, basically. So she was kind of overstepping. And the way how she came up there, she's just like, do you want to talk to her? And do you want to talk to her? So then just talk to her. That's not how you mediate anything.
No, and why are you meeting anyway? You just got here. Like you literally just got on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing? Your job, your first season, is to sit back and observe and give us enough content to where you can get a second season. But you just couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't just mind your business.
There was something about her being a minion of Lisa. I can agree with that because that's her only friend on this show, Lisa. So
Yeah,
you go roll for Lisa. And knowing Lisa, Lisa gonna tell you everything, her one-sided biased opinion on how she sees all the women. You admitted that you watched this show before. You came in with your biases. So you was team Lisa. So that's kind of a minion because you didn't judge anyone for themselves before you
right.
went in. So I can get with Whitney on that. And Lisa says that she doesn't want to, nor does she control anyone. She says that Heather and Whitney think that if anyone stands up for her, that they're the bad guys. And Whitney apologizes for calling Jenny a minion. Girl, you should have kept that. Then this was the racism segment where they brought up all of Mary's stuff. Yeah. And then they pivot to Meredith and say, well, how come you didn't say anything when Mary made these comments? Meredith, okay, so Meredith says something, her understanding is that when you're dealing with a comment that's prejudicial, if, what? She said something about that. She said if she could do it again, she would have said yes, that it is offensive. So she backtracks on what she said at Whitney's party when she
Hmm.
said, do I think it's offensive? No. But would I say it? No. And she's backtracking on that, saying she would do it differently.
Right.
Let me see. There was a bunch of stuff in here with Jenny talking, and I didn't really care. Do you remember what Jenny said?
Not really.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh my God, I wrote down here Jenny is yammering on and on about what Meredith should have done to correct Mary. So, even in my notes, I'm not even paying attention to what Jenny's saying. Then I see Meredith says that she's not Mary's keeper, which is true.
Right.
You can't
But that
control
being
what come
said,
out of other people's mouth, but you can't hold them accountable.
right. And then Andy did make a good point. He's always, well, basically, what's why not do it on camera? Because what happens is when we don't see it on camera or in front of the ladies, we have like a misinterpretation of you. And he was right on that. Like he was spot on that one. Like you can't like on reality TV, you can't say like, oh, like we have various conversations 1-on-1, and I do like talk to her about it, but that it's receipts or it doesn't exist. And that's just the truth of reality TV. Receipts or it doesn't exist. Or it didn't
Yeah.
happen, I should say.
Meredith says that she felt under attack by Jenny for the entire season. And like all of the ladies were kind of a little taken aback by that statement. Was she?
She wasn't. She wasn't. Now, maybe now if you said that about Lisa, I can go with you on that one.
But wasn't she Lisa's minion?
I never saw Jenny as a minion, to be completely honest. Jenny just like to pop off at the mouth, and she kind of is one of those people who has an opinion. She's going to say it regardless of how you feel. So, I don't think Lisa. I don't think Lisa could even use Jenny like that because Jenny don't care enough about anybody to really like follow them in that way outside of her family. You know, she has her own opinion. She's gonna say what she has to say. Um, you know, Jenny was talking to and about everybody. So if we're gonna use that logic, that means Lisa had an issue with every woman on that stage. Which, if you think about it, she did this year. If you really look at the season as a whole, Lisa was fighting with everybody at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody except
Oh,
Jenny.
okay. So there's a huge discussion going on in here regarding Jenny, and I guess we can lump in Jen as women of color. Do I see them as women of color? Yes, but as Asian Pacific Islanders. Um, I don't see them as black.
They're POC, but not BIPOC. Not
Yeah,
bi
they're not
POC.
white, but yeah, like that's because I think we talked about this. Was it last season when Jen Shah said, "Well, I'm black" or something like that. I was like, wait, no, she's not.
Right.
She's oh God, yeah, they are women of color
Hmm.
or persons of color, and not to designate female male, but they're not white.
Right. They're POC. They're just
Mm-hmm.
not BIPOC. That's all.
Bi.
POC. Black Indigenous.
Oh God, what's her name? Heidi asked me this on Thursday, and well, I had to look it up. and she's like, "Well, are you?" And I go, "I'm a person of color, but I'm not indigenous because I'm thinking indigenous, like Native American indigenous. Like those are the only people I think that are indigenous to here."
That's what they mean. 'Cause, people. What happens with people when you say people of color? People tend to forget about the indigenous people of the United States. So that's where the BI part comes from. To make sure they're included. That's
So is
that's
me.
my understanding.
So me and my mom, who immigrated here, we could not state that we couldn't claim the indigenous part. We could only.
BIPOC is one. It's like LGBTQ. There's it's like POC, personal color, and then there's BIPOC. So that's to differentiate black and to make sure black folks and indigenous folks are understood. So
So can I be a part of that?
you would be BIPOC because in America you're considered black.
Oh, see, the indigenous part was throwing me off. So I told Heidi, I said, I don't think I qualify for that because I'm not indigenous. So I was really getting this wrong. See, you could have tuned in on Thursday evening and you could have
Hmm.
helped me. All the other
Well, so the,
Thursdays are
so,
being nasty. You can't tune in.
so here's what it is. This is what it is. The acronym. Let me see. By POC, what does it mean? Where does it come from? The acronym stands for Black Indigenous People of Color, and is being
Yes.
used to acknowledge that not all people of color face equal levels of, I guess, prejudice, racism.
Yes, DSJ. In the Caribbean, the indigenous culture is Carib Arawak. Um, that's the other indigenous Indian to the Caribbean. Oh my God, that's so true. Thank you for reminding me of that. I don't know. I'm like my mother in that sense. Like my mother doesn't acknowledge the diaspora. She was like born in Barbados. That's where her navel string is buried. She don't know nothing about no Africa. She's Bajan, true and true. And that's it. My mom's old school, so I forget about that. So thank you. Um, What's up next? So I think this is where Meredith says that she had only met Jenny like 1 week before when they had the ice fishing interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And she says that Meredith tends to ice people out, and she doesn't feel that that's a long enough time to make a judgment like that. Um, I don't know. Oh, and then Meredith brings up that Jenny went and told Jen about the private investigator, um, she hired the PI to investigate Jen, and she says that wasn't true. She says she hired the PI to investigate the postings and the texts that she was getting, those mysterious texts that all of them were getting. That's what she hired the PI to do. And she also said that from Jenny's conversation, where she was having that conversation while she was driving in the car with Dewey, she said Jenny never asked her whether or not she went to the police, because she does have a police report. And she just talked to Jen without having asked Meredith anything. So Meredith just totally laid out all her cards with Jenny and why she felt the way that she did about her. Oof. Jenny just messy.
But in fairness to Jenny, that's what Meredith did say. Because if you go back to the episode, Meredith did say that she did hire a private investigator to check on Jen. I do recall her saying that. But then she cleans it up later.
Oh, okay. Meredith says that Jenny made a big deal about getting Mary's shoes. But Jenny and her husband, but Meredith says that her husband Seth received used golf balls from Jenny and Dewey as a present. This is getting really low, but come on, Meredith, just keep on dishing. So let's see. Lisa was shocked that Meredith wasn't as vocal because she knows that she doesn't accept unacceptable behavior. And Heather says that that's BS. Ciao. Lisa should just stay quiet, because Heather is just only talking when Lisa says something.
Right. But it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to see, though.
Oh, this was the question regarding the black scent. And she says she don't think she has one. She just has an accent. Okay. Andy asked her about throwing the glass at Mary, and if it was hypocritical for her to be accusing Mary of being insensitive with her words. And then she physically throws a glass at her. And Jenny says the biggest piece of bullshit I ever heard. I threw that glass at the floor, and if I wanted to hit her, I would have. What? You should be regretful that you showed that side of your ass.
Right. Unnecessarily, by the way.
What if it did hit her and she pressed charges against your dumb ass?
Right. I probably would charge her with attempted assault anyway, just to be messy. But that's just me.
Oh Lord, here we come with with Heather again. Heather thinks that there's something in Mary that is racist because it didn't stop there. Jenny says everyone is capable of being racist. I think that was the only thing that I agreed with.
Right.
Like, we can say words are power, and words can hurt. And we all say insensitive things, hurtful things. We all do. Most of us regret saying them. And most of them, most of us don't mean it.
Right.
But if you say you never said anything that was off color, shady, racist, prejudicial, anything like that, you lying. You're lying. Then we see the footage of all of them stirring the pot throughout the season. Then he asked, who thinks Lisa is the pot stirrer in the group? And they all raised their hands with the exception of Lisa and Jenny. Jen says that there's one pot stirrer on the opposite couch and then another one on her couch. Whitney.
Oh yeah, of course.
um, let's see. Meredith and Lisa both say that they feel like they've been played for fools. Lisa is asked how she explains the timeline of the catering cancellation thing with Angie for her casino night event. She denies everything. And she says that she doesn't have an assistant who will call. Then she pulls out this folder that she has with all these papers in it and hands it to Andy. And apparently it's a list, a text message trail. And it says something to the effect that, that the caterer was also doing an event for Lisa on the same night and was wondering if he could film both events simultaneously. And I think that's what Lisa's text messages say. But Whitney says that she has text messages too. So are we doctoring text messages here? Why isn't anybody showing their phones?
Right. Oh, because they're from Angie's phone. Why didn't Angie just email you guys the text messages? So you would have them for the reunion. That's my question. Because you can email them. The full chain, and it's the full chain.
Mm-hmm. And I guess Andy asked what would be Lisa's motive, and Whitney says that Lisa's motive would be that she didn't want Whitney to connect with Angie. That was her motive. And that Lisa asked Angie not to be her friend. Do we think that Lisa's that petty?
Yes.
Okay. Heather says that Lisa called her and Whitney inbred polygamous cousins. Ouch. Ain't Angie a cousin too?
Yeah.
To Whitney, but not to Heather, right?
Depends on which side of the family. They didn't specify.
All right. Meredith asked Lisa if she felt that she had her back on casino night, and Lisa says yes. Heather calls out Lisa for pretending to have an Instagram life where and this is where she mentions that Angie and her husband could actually afford to pay for everything like they did for Angie's birthday, in which Heather and Whitney were invited and Lisa was not. Heather said that she genuinely liked Lisa, but when she was showing her true self and not someone, she likes it when she's showing her true self and not someone who looks at a teen magazine and behaves like an 8th grader trying to be a cool mean girl. I was like, what the fuck? Heather, did you rehearse that? Were you just waiting for that segue?
Right.
My God.
Because she was very prepared for that.
Listen, Heather knows that these reunions is like if you had a iffy season, and let's just call a thing, Heather did not really have a storyline this season. Right. So she has to make her bank so she can get promoted to next season on the reunion. That's how I saw Heather here.
Heather understands the assignment, basically.
Yes. She tried to get on the next season. She's comedic relief and attacker, I guess, at the reunions. Okay, Andy asks why Lisa asked Jen about her former dress designer. Because apparently Jen told all of them, don't even talk about this person, right? And so he brings this up. And Jen answers, well, I feel the reason why she brought up the person was because she wanted to show that Whitney wasn't a good person.
Agreed.
But Whitney clears it up. And Whitney says that so the exchange on social media about getting free stuff, right? This was
Right.
before Jen told them anything about what had happened. So she
Exactly.
thought that the dress designer was besties, which they were. So she was like, okay, so this person is cool with Jen. Yeah, I'll give you free product if you're going to promote it. But then as soon as she got word of what happened and it all blew up in I guess page 6 or whatever, she told her team, cease contact with this person.
Right.
And so that she cleared that up there. So I guess Jen takes that, and I don't really care. Whatever. Let's see. Uh, Okay, so yeah, and Heather also backs up that Jen sent a text to all of them saying never mention this person's name, but Lisa still did it. Did
Hmm.
Lisa take ownership of that?
I don't think so. I didn't hear any ownership.
Did she admit that it was a mistake or anything?
I don't think so. No, she didn't.
She didn't.
No, she. I think she just deflected off of it somehow. Cause
Um,
no, cause what she did was she circumvented and said like, I was just trying to show that Whitney was not a good person. That's what she said. But she never acknowledged that she was wrong.
okay. And Jen sent it to all of the girls, not to mention this person,
Yes.
including Lisa. Okay, just checking. Just checking. Um, so Jen never thought that Lisa would do that to her. She did talk to her. What? I don't understand my notes. I need to do better. Oh, they do bring up. Okay, so once she got arrested, meaning Jen Shah,
Hmm.
once she got arrested, like she brings up the fact that Lisa like did that little pause with her before she actually met up with her. And I think that's what I was trying to say, like, or write down here, that she never thought Lisa would do that to her.
I
And
agree. I mean, because they were like thick as thieves. So I would.
mm-hmm,
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. You ride for your longtime friends.
mm-hmm,
You know, no matter what you do, what they do, unless it's like really egregious, you don't air them out like that.
mm-hmm,
Because for me, this is coming out to me and maybe most of the viewers, this is coming out of nowhere. Y'all are friends of 10 years. Last year, y'all was ride or die, yada yada yada, and this year, because Meredith is a little bit upset. I'm going to put a part of the blame on Meredith on this one. I've always done this because Meredith has never come out and said, "I'm mad at you for befriending Jen." She's
mm-hmm,
hinted at it, but she's never come out and flat said it. Like, how could you side with Jen Shah over me? Like, you're like my friend, you're my bestie. How
mm-hmm,
dare you reach out to her and actually befriend her,
mm-hmm,
knowing because we know they've talked. I told you what she did to me and my family.
mm-hmm. But
So
what if
good.
Lisa deflects, like how she deflects with us on film? What if she
Mm-hmm.
does that to Meredith? What if Meredith has asked her and she
But it's,
just
Meredith's responsibility if she does not believe what Lisa is telling her to call her out. Like, and what you do in this way, if it's behind the scenes, y'all can't hash it out, and Lisa's deflecting. What you do, you call her out on camera in front of the other ladies. That's how reality TV works. I shouldn't have to tell y'all this. I shouldn't have to tell the ladies this. This is what you do because
mm-hmm,
that's the crux of the issue. And I've always said that. Like, Meredith's mad at Lisa for befriending Jen
mm-hmm.
after doing what she's done. And remember, back in where did they go last season? Remember, was it Vegas? Vegas.
Vegas,
Remember they went to
yeah.
Vegas. They had that whole blow up with Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa was the one who was like, I just can't be friends with someone like her because no.
But when they came back home,
she was
she
the
met
first
her.
person. She was the
Yeah.
first person to reach out to her and have lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why. I understand Meredith's feelings, but also think that she needs to be more transparent, like bluntly transparent with Lisa.
Mm-hmm. Jen says that whole situation with Lisa waiting to talk to her was an eye opener. Lisa, then there was something about I guess some invitation. Oh, the wolf party, lone wolf party,
Mm-hmm.
or fresh wolf, or whatever you call it. She invited Whitney, but not Jen. And Lisa said that she invited Whitney at the last minute to the event, so that as an olive branch, so that she could see her as a mother and who she really is. Lisa says that after she mentioned that person's name, she realized she made a mistake. Oh, she did. All right. She realized she made a mistake. She felt horrible. She got in the car, and then Jen called her to rip into her again, and her son Henry overheard it, and she thought that honestly it was going to be the last time that they were even going to speak to each other. Hold on. And then I think that was the end of it. Yeah, that was the end. Then they showed the previews. This was an interesting start. I mean, don't they usually come full gangbusters in the first part?
Well, they can't do that. They have no Mary. Mary, Mary was like a lot of the seasons, so there's no. And let's be honest, there was no real gangbusters outside of the rest.
But we haven't even gotten into that.
Exactly. So they can't give us everything in the first episode. They have no content for the other two parts.
I'm looking forward to the husband. Well, just Sharif. I was going to say the
Thank you.
husband, but just Sharif.
Sharif. To be completely honest, they could have left all the other husbands at home. You know what? They could have gave Sharif a seat on the end of the couch. So I want to know, like when Andy asked him, did you ever question where the money came from?
And he's like,
right. his whole face just fell flat. I'm like, oops. But if we're really honest, if we're really, really honest, like what you would think households speak about their jobs all the time. You would think so, Like, would you question your husband? Like, where if you're married, would you question your husband where the money came from?
No, because if my husband was Sharif, he has a real job with a W-2.
No, I'm saying like if your husband was in Jen's position, would you ask questions? You would ask questions, okay?
Because she doesn't have brick and mortar, so I would want to understand what it is. She opens and closes. Remember what Whitney said on the bus? She opens a lot of businesses. There's a lot of cash.
Yeah.
Where's all this cash coming from? I would want to know. And by him not knowing, it just makes me think, well, you were with your other family and that's why you never asked a question.
Let's see. Real quick. Carrie Constance says, Jen is the one telling to pick a side, not Meredith. Jen telling Lisa, it's not my fault you chose her side and slept with the Upper East Side. Jen is delusional. Lisa didn't take Meredith's side. Lisa didn't take. Lisa said that great point, Carrie. So the situation is this, from my perspective. Both ladies are mad that Lisa didn't take their side. Lisa has firmly put herself in the middle, which was a bad thing to do. In my opinion, you always side with the bestie. When the bestie is okay, like say Debbie, say like you have a friend that you like, you guys were friends, we're friends, you and that other friend fall out, and then I go befriend that friend.
Wait, and you were never friends before?
Not really, no.
Then I would have a problem with that.
Exactly, and to me, that's where marriage is coming. That's where marriage.
If we were three friends together, you just put in a bad place. But as long as you don't get in the middle, I have no problem with you.
No, I'm not in the bad position at all. We're all three.
what I'm saying is it could possibly be, right? Only if you insert yourself into it. But if you remain friends with me and remain friends with her, even though I'm not friends with her, that's not my issue, because you have a separate friendship with her. You see what I'm saying? I don't claim ownership of friends. You could be friends who you want to be with.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't be put in a bad position because I do this all the time with my friends. So I'm like, y'all, like, we were all three friends together. Y'all fell out.
Yeah.
Y'all fell out.
Yeah.
I'm me, and because I've been through this a couple times, where we've been friends and they fall out for a little bit, and I tell them, I was like, you have to understand something. Y'all's issue is y'all's issue. Y'all work that out. But and also, what you can't do with me, you're not going to talk about each other to me. I always maintain that. Like, when two friends fall out, you can't talk to me about the other one. I hold a firm line with that, because what happens is, if you keep hearing about it, either you're gonna pick a side, which you shouldn't do, or you're gonna fall out with both of them and lose two friends.
What do you think what Carrie says? Nope, because Lisa didn't like Jen until season 1 reunion. Like, the way how she defended what Jen did for a living, that was surprising for me, because she didn't do that before throughout the rest of the season. It was just really weird, the change that Lisa made.
Right. But I just always found out that she was the first person to reach out. She was the first person to reach out to Jen after Vegas, and I just wondered why.
But she was the most adamant in Vegas, saying, I can't deal with someone who behaves like that. I'm done. But yet, she was, like you said, she was the first one to meet with Jen afterwards. It's really weird.
Because remember, at was it Heather's party? Remember the ending party where Lisa was trying to bring that up. No, Meredith was trying to bring that up to Lisa, like basically calling her disloyal. And I was with Meredith on that one. That is some messy mess. Like, what are you doing? How are you gonna be friends the person who hurt your best friend? That makes no sense to me. I was with Meredith on that one. But then you get to the reunion. Lisa's like, oh, Jen makes a lot of money. A lot of money. I know how it works, and so does Meredith. I'm like, okay, so you befriended Jen, as you said you would never have anything to do with her, and then you threw Meredith under the bus. I'm like, ooh.
She's just playing like... Again, somebody needs to give not even a master's class, just a basic fucking class on how to be a housewife, how to be a pot stirrer, bone carrier, all of these basics that have been mastered on, Atlanta. Like, it's on a different level in Atlanta. And as much as we say about, Sheree Whitfield coming back again, she is bone carrier numero uno. And then Marlo Hampton right next to her. And Kenya Moore, pot stirrer. I'll label her as a pot stirrer.
Right.
But carrying, even Portia. Like, Portia gives you... Remember when they was talking about, okay, so it was Portia, and I can't remember who was sitting next to her, and they was talking to Kim. And Portia said, and your whole daughter, and nobody said anything. She slipped that right into the conversation, and nobody said anything during that conversation. Kim didn't even catch it. And I was shocked. Like, stuff like that. It's I just find that Salt Lake City is so... it's like the amateur hour. It's ridiculous. They need to do better. I expect more of everything from them.
There's no subtlety with them. They don't know how to do it right.
No, they don't. It's just, and they're on season 2. There's no more cutting breaks. I don't know. Like, do they still have like a newbie leeway or anything? I don't think so. It's 2
You know,
seasons. Get it right.
here's the thing though. They don't
Mhm.
have it's an incomplete cast because you need the pots. Okay, remember how Tamara used to pot stir, but then
Mhm.
she would be good, but then she always tell on herself.
But that's the same thing now with Lisa because
But
she starts these messes and all of the breadcrumbs lead back to her.
but the thing is with Tamara, you never knew anything until she told on herself though. That was Tamara's only problem. She would slip up.
But Lisa's doing the same thing.
There's
She
no slipping
tells
to
on
her.
herself
There's no
because she
subtlety
just
with Lisa.
sloppy
Yeah, Lisa's sloppy, very sloppy.
and it's annoying.
It is. We like nuance.
But they have to get actual. Okay, so these girls can't be on Atlanta level compared to OC on a good day, but they have to get actual rich women. Oh, child.
And I'm still mad that Justin's not getting investigated on the show like we were promised. But that's a whole different story.
Jessica? Who's Jessica?
Justin.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm still a little salty about that. Just a little bit.
But is that actually still happening or has he settled it?
We've heard nothing.
Well,
Because I just want to know where this how y'all got this that either you spent all that money. I'm like, how are y'all getting this $1 million loan that y'all was talking about?
did she go through with that?
I don't know, but she's talking about applying for one. I'm like, how are you applying for one when
Well, I could talk about applying for one too. That don't mean I'm actually going to do it. I think these women just talk a lot of crap. Okay, hold on. Um, okay, hold on. I didn't realize Dewey is actually a chiropractor, not a real doctor. Now I wonder how much money they actually have. Did you hear when Lisa said that she took her 2-month-old kid to go and get an alignment? What
yeah,
2-month-old needs an alignment?
right. Okay, so here's what it is. Okay, according to Mia, whoever those people are, some of the lawsuit talking about Justin's husband, Justin, some of the lawsuit was recently dismissed, but one claim regarding a pyramid allegation is going forward, and this was as of December 14th, 2021. So
Do
we
y'all
may
still
see it.
is the richest one on the cast?
Who?
Heather's the richest one? She is?
Yes. Yeah, she is.
You mean because of her business?
Let me check Salt Lake City. Let's see what we got going on here. Alrighty. Sorry, give me one moment to pull this up.
Okay, so hold on. What y'all thinking about the preview when Meredith said that Lisa told her in private the Cameron thing was not true? No wonder Meredith is so disgusted with Lisa. Ooh,
That's something interesting.
that's a betrayal of trust for somebody like Meredith.
Right. So Lisa's worth $5 million. Mary Cosby $5 million. Whitney $3 million.
That's a lie.
Jen, well, at this time was $3 million.
That's a lie too.
Jenny at the time was $3 million.
Mm.
Heather 1.7. You're not gonna tell me Heather's only worth 1.7. Mm-mm. You're not gonna lie to me like that. And Meredith, I don't believe this about y'all talking about Meredith's only worth 1 million. Y'all lying. Okay. Meredith has a successful jewelry line.
Mm-hmm.
That's jewels. Quit playing with me. And then you have Heather who owns a beauty lab and is expanding. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that she's only worth 1.7 million. Where's her divorce settlement? because she comes
Oh
from because
yeah,
she was her husband's family was like I think they were like billionaires or something. Quit lying. You're not gonna say lying to me.
that's true.
You're not gonna say lie to me about that.
Yanni, Heather's a handsome woman. She can only work with what she got.
Yeah,
Um,
and she knows it. That's why she can forgive the Lego. She's not that mad at Jen. She made a bad joke. It is what it is.
Carrie says Lisa said it herself. Meredith can't afford a house. Maybe her
Me,
profits meets their bills. Heather husband, hold on. Heather's husband, he's a failure of the family. He had no money.
really?
Maybe that's why she's in the townhouse, because that's like,
That makes sense. I
I
didn't
think she
realize
took
that.
what settlement she had to start her initial business. She rolled the
Agreed.
dice, and now it's expanding and it's gaining notoriety. So I can see that she's building herself up based on everything that
Hmm.
she
I did.
left.
I didn't know that, Yanni. Thanks for letting me know. Mm. Shame. She married the wrong brother. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Mm-mm.
I agree with Ebony. Last night, Heather showed how she's keeping her spot.
Mm-hmm.
Heather understands the assignment.
She did the same thing in season 1 reunion too. She did. If you think back about it, she formed an alliance with Whitney, and those two are holding true. They stick up for one another. They if one is attacking somebody, the other one comes in and pulls up the flank. They roll for each other, and then go on vacation with Angie together.
And they trying. I think what they're trying to do, in my opinion, is
Mm.
stay on the show long enough to where their paychecks grow to where they can start their own family fortune.
Heather's business is her only business, and something is what she is worth. Huh?
I get it.
Okay. Um, I would be surprised if she gets alimony. If she pays alimony.
That's why I'm laughing.
Oh. She formed a better alliance with Whit last season. She thought Jim was a better option. Big mistake.
Carrie says Heather gushes over people giving and paying for her thing. Trust she ain't rich as she say.
Well, yeah, and hello, what the comment she made about the fake Louis Vuitton? I don't know. I love that comment though.
Right.
And that's why people like her, because how many of us have ever had a piece of contraband before? I know I have.
Oh, that's a piece
Shoot.
of contraband.
Yeah. And rocked it hard too. Oh my God. All right, y'all. This was a semi-decent start to a 3-part episode. I'm looking forward to the husbands. I do apologize to y'all. I have selective hearing when it comes to Jenny. Um, I tried. I really did. But when she opened up with, I'm so excited to be here, I was gone. I really did try to give her an honest listen to, but from
Just
her
gonna do it.
opening, I checked out. Sorry. And y'all know I take notes. I even do voice notes now, so I don't have to take my eyes off the TV. Yes, Carrie, contraband. Ciao. Oh my God. Will be born other than Jen's trial. I hope that they do updates on that and throw it into the next season. That might be the only reason why I would watch.
Exactly.
Maybe they can do a special, like between seasons, like season 2.5, Jen's trial. Real Housewives at court.
I'm not going to even sit here and lie to anybody. I'm only watching this for Jen's trial.
True.
I have no other interest.
All right. Well, guys, I've got to go. I'm so sorry. It's been real. Thank you to everyone in the live chat. You guys have been amazing as usual. And I cannot wait to see the comments from the replay crew. So tomorrow, Jamal, we're doing 90 Day Fiance?
Yes.
All right. So, guys, bring your notes. I've watched the first hour, sort of. I have to watch the second hour tonight. Be ready. We're all going to be immigration agents tomorrow to see whether these people get stamped or not. So tune in 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific for 90 Day Fiance, whatever incarnation this is. I don't know.
Before the 90 days.
Right, that one. And we'll talk all things shady about these stupid people on this show. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, notification bells, follow us on the Twitter and the IG, and we will see you next time. Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, this was for them. This is a solid opening. I'm not angry at them.
I know. Yeah, I feel it was okay. It was okay. I know we were thinking about doing all 3 in one, but this was a solid open. I agree with you on that.
I think what it is, I'm just intrigued. Is what it is. I'm very intrigued because I just want to know how everything plays out. Like how I mainly want to get to Sharif, honestly. That's mainly what I'm here for, because I want to know how much did you know anything, how much did you know?
They better keep the husbands on. If they bring the husbands out in episode 2, they better keep them on through episode 3 to keep me interested.
See, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. They'll probably save them for episode 3.
Because I want to know who's going to say what. Because I want to know what Seth has to say about Meredith sleeping with the whole Upper East Side. Sharif with the coinage. Like, did he know or did not know where the coinage came from? Dewey, don't care about you.
No.
Justin, where these loans and this money coming from?
Don't care about John. John's just the hired help. Let's just call a thing a thing.
Are you trying to say John's the assistant?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. He go get the Taco Bell.
Right. And the Wendy's.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So until next time, Jamal.
But of course.
All right. Bye.
Bye.